Hey, we're back with another podcast of All About Nothing, and today we are talking with our co-host, Philip Fowler, who is a salon owner of Third Coast Salon in Chicago. Welcome, Philip.
Thank you.
So tell everybody about yourself.
I don't know where to start. I've been a hairstylist since I was 17 years old and moved to Chicago and got more education in the business and eventually became a salon owner.
So for listeners who do not know where you're at and what's your story, how did Third Coast Salon come about?
I was working in the same salon for about 20 years and things started changing. I didn't like them, so myself and a couple other people moved out. The partnership wasn't working out, so I eventually ended up in this salon, and I ended up purchasing the salon from the former owners, and I'm rebuilding the salon now.
How long have you worked at Third Coast Salon as a owner?
As the owner since the beginning of 2020.
Okay.
I purchased it the beginning of 2020, right before the pandemic.
Okay. What separates a great salon experience from just an average salon today?
Customer service. How the customer feels when they come in, how they feel when they're being treated in the salon, and how they feel when they walk out the door.
And what's part of your customer service that you brag about or tell your employees, your partners, your team members? What's the catch?
90% of it is in the consultation. You've got to talk to the client. We've got to feel you've got to know what they want before we start working on them.
Okay. So you were recently at the American Beauty Show.
Yep.
That was in Rosemont, Illinois.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
Because
you haven't been there for the last 2 years.
No.
Okay.
I purposely haven't gone for the last 2 years because I feel it's been going downhill. There's no education, there's no innovation. There was nothing that would draw me there, and it was almost like paying to go in and buy stuff in a mall, and I was done with it.
So why did you go back this time?
Because the president of the beauty show, Larry Kane reached out to me after he saw our social media post. I posted and said I wasn't going to go to the show, and I said why I wasn't going to go to the show. And he reached out to me and asked me to be his guest. He showed me all of the education that they do. He walked us around for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, really?
Showed us the whole place, showed us what education they were doing, showed us what they were trying to do on the floor, not just in the education area. And I saw a change. They are also adding CEUs, which is a very important thing in our business, continuing education hours, because they've never done that before.
And you go there, and I'm sure I've been there, I was there, and I see a lot of, on the showroom floor, I see a lot of product. A lot of people doing hair, a lot of companies come in. Just a few that I remember that stand out was Wall, Coco, Adonis out of Boston. So what did you see differently that really wanted you to go back again?
It wasn't on the floor. The floor is a show. I don't go for that. I don't need a lot of the stuff there. I would like to see products and innovation and tools, and I think that's very important on the show floor. But what I would go is for the education, and I wanted to see more education. We're a profession, just like doctors and lawyers, and we're a profession. We need
photographers, podcasters.
You're right. But we need to see.
Right.
We need education, not just stuff on the floor to sell. And I think this year they focus more on it, and I also know that next year they're focusing more on it because Larry did show me what they're planning for next year.
Okay. So you go strictly for the educational side, techniques, education, what's new, what's going out, what's coming in?
Yes. Well, I want to see, I might look for a specific pair of shears. I might look for a new blow dryer, but I want to see more education involved in, we're paying to go to this. we're not paying to go shopping, we're paying to get some education.
And because you're an educator yourself here
Yes.
at your salon,
Yes.
as we talked about at break,
Yes.
how does that work into your business?
Our salon is now, I got our salon certified to give continuing education hours in the state of Illinois. Not every state that requires continuing education. Illinois does.
Illinois does. Yeah.
Right. So I got our salon certified to give those continuing education hours. And I think it's important. We have two stylists here, two young stylists that are our assistants. They're fresh out of beauty school. They know the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Now we teach them how to do hair.
And they're fresh out of beauty school. So let's talk about them for a moment. Male, female,
One male, one female.
and they just knocked on your door. Hi, I need a job, or what did they do?
You know, one did, and that's the reason I hired him. He walked in the door and he asked if we were hiring for assistance programs. I said yes, and I shook his hand and I said, come back on Wednesday, and he started on Wednesday. The other one actually saw our social media post, and she contacted us through social media and said, can I come in and shadow you for the day? So she came in and she shadowed us for the day. And I told her, she told me that she's not fresh out of beauty school. She's actually been working at a salon for 2 years, and she wasn't learning anything. They weren't teaching her anything. And I said to her, if you don't walk out of here every day learning something, then I'm not doing my job. I don't want you to just come in here and clean for us and do menial tasks. I want you to learn every day. And now she's only been here, I think, 3 months. She did a blow dry on a client the other day. She's got another one scheduled on Saturday.
So tell me about she shadowed you for the day. What did that entail?
She watched everything that we did. And I told her, don't just watch me. We've got 13 stylists in here. Watch everybody. Watch what everybody's doing. Because that person does something different than this person. You've got to see everything and then create your own style.
And Philip, just to let everybody know, is going to buzz my hair later because, you know, he's here, I'm here. We're just, you know.
There's some clippers there.
Right, some clippers over there.
Sure.
So going back to the American Beauty Show, what are some of the things you took away from it that would inspire you in your business to do?
Educating young stylists is what this business is about. I mean, I've been doing hair for quite a while, 40 years. The young stylists coming up need the education in order to do what we do. They can't be surprised at what we do and say, oh, what you do is so amazing. But you just need the training for that.
Yeah. So you have how many stylists working in your salon?
14.
14. And you just hired 2 new training people?
Two trainees, two assistants or
2
apprentices.
assistants?
Yes.
Okay. Looking at branding and personal image, you're on Instagram?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
And you've been getting a lot of feedback from your dissertations or your podcasts.
I want to throw in something
reels.
for Maria. Maria is my social media director. MCD events. She's been incredible at what she does. She pushes me to do it. It doesn't take much for me to talk. You know,
no, it doesn't.
Thank you. It doesn't. I don't have a problem talking, but she'll ask a question and then she says, "Oh, before you answer it, let me turn the camera on. I'm recording." And then she puts them online, and they've been getting a lot of notice.
So you were actually approached at the American Beauty Salon from some of your fans out there.
Yeah, let's call them fans.
Wanted to introduce themselves to you or have been in the business.
They've been in the business a long time, but they're seeing our social media posts. When I posted about America's Beauty Show, I just spoke from the heart. I don't like what I've seen. I'm not going to pay to go to something that is basically a mall. It doesn't make sense to me. I posted about something else. That post went, I don't even know what viral means when I went viral.
You went viral.
I had no idea what it meant. And again, Maria had to tell me what viral meant. So when that post went viral, hundreds, like 400 people comment on it and agreed with me.
That's a lot.
What I said. Can I say the name of the product, or shouldn't want to?
No, let's just go without it. Let's just go without it. If you want to mention it later, then that's fine, but no. Looking ahead, where do you see the beauty industry heading over the next few years?
I think it's beauty industry is constant. I don't think it changes. I think it's people come in here to feel better, to look better. I don't care if they're men or if they're women. When we do hair, we don't just cut the hair. I believe in teaching the client too about what their hair can do, what are their possibilities, not just cutting the hair and blowing them out the door.
Interesting. So I got a couple questions for you. Celebrity with the best hair?
You're gonna make me say Beyonce.
There you go. Coffee, tea before a long day at the salon?
Tea only.
Quick trim or full transformation?
It depends on how bad their hair looks. I do both, and I offer both.
Okay, all right. So when it's interesting, I heard somebody say this. A husband said he told his wife she should just shave her hair. And she yelled at him, cursed at him, and then he goes, if you're a salon, if the person who does your hair say you should cut your hair all off, you would do it.
Yes. Why would you listen to your husband?
Right.
If a person wants me to do hair the way their spouse or their partner says to, bring your spouse in, bring their partner in.
Interesting.
You know, I'm not gonna. Well, my partner wants me to cut my hair like this. Bring your partner in, and I'll ask them. I'll give my consultation will be with them about your hair, because if you don't have a voice in your own hair, why am I going to bother talking to you?
Right.
Bring your partner in, and I'll talk to them.
One word to describe a great style.
Fitting.
Most underrated hair product.
Dry texture spray.
Really? What does that do?
It gives hold, it gives body, it gives life to the hair without the stickiness of hairspray.
One word to describe a great hairstyle.
You just asked that. Fitting.
Okay.
It's fitting. It'll fit the person. It's transformative. But it fits the person.
Hair trends that need to make a comeback.
Big hair.
Really? I'm trying. It's not working. What is one business habit that changed your career?
Working with a business coach.
Really? And what did you learn from that?
Still learning. I have class with him every Monday. I have an open dialogue with him. We talk about everything. One of the biggest things I can tell you right now, if somebody asks me what I do for a living, I don't say I'm a hairstylist now. I say I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner. And he said, the more you say that, the more it's going to happen. You are a business owner. You don't just do hair. You run a business.
Well, you do. You have 14.
There's 17, 18 people that work here. So, but saying that, verbalizing that, not just I do hair, I'm a hairstylist. Not that that's a bad thing.
Right, right.
But running a business, there's two separate things.
And what do you see and we're going back to the American Beauty Show, because I saw a lot of people there who had their chairs there, had space there. What stood out to you? You know, there were, I'm sure there were 20,000 people that went through the door. I was there on Sunday. I was there on a Sunday, then I went back on a Monday. And it was probably around 10,000 people there on Monday because obviously people worked, they took the day off, whatever. But what stood out to you the most on the show floor?
I don't know that anything really stood out that much to me because that's not why I go.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I want to see some new tools. Yes, I want to see some new products, but I want to see what education they're offering. And they did have more on the floor. Larry did point out to me that they were doing more on the floor. But as you know, the floor is so loud, it's almost impossible to hear anything or understand what's going on.
Yeah, I actually went and I thought the music was just, I needed earplugs.
Too much.
Yeah.
And I usually go with earplugs in.
Okay.
But because I was doing some social media stuff out there, I couldn't put my earplugs in this time.
Right.
And talking to Larry.
And did you go into any of the classrooms?
We went into them. I didn't stay for long because Larry was just showing me around. And 2 years ago when I went, I signed up for a couple of classes, and I went to the classes, and I was just very disappointed in them.
So let's talk about that.
Sure. I was really disappointed in them because they weren't classes. They were infomercials. So I went to the first one, and it was essentially an infomercial. The person that was teaching the class was selling his product, selling his services.
Okay.
And I was disappointed in that. I got up and I was kind of mad. I went to the next class. The exact same thing happened. The guy was not teaching us, he was selling his services. I went to the third class. The guy from the first class was teaching the third class. So I just got up and I was angry. I just walked out, and I thought, okay. And these were management classes. They were business classes. They weren't hair salon or hair classes. They were management classes, and I thought that's what I was going for. That's not what they were. They were selling a product. They were selling their services. That's not what I'm there for. I want to learn innovation in business.
So your innovation in business, and you wanted a little bit more dialogue when it comes to management.
Yeah.
And management is a wide field. So what details were you looking for?
The coach that I'm working with right now, I'm going to say his name. His name is
Yeah,
Nick Marabella. He works specifically with hair salon owners. And it has been eye-opening to work with somebody who owns 7 salons and is teaching now. He stopped doing hair behind the chair. He's teaching now. That's all he's doing. Mentoring. He's mentoring us.
So that's what you wanted to see years ago when you went?
I wanted direction. And instead what I feel like I got was they're trying to sell me something.
But they weren't doing that this year, though, were they?
One of the guys that was at the show was at the show again this year, and as soon as I saw him, I kind of turned away from that one because I know that's not a class in there. They're trying to sell the product.
Mm-hmm. Did you go in any classes there that you wanted to go back or send your employees to?
Oh yeah, there were some extension classes that I thought would be good, but we also have those here in the salon. There were some cutting classes, and again, we're having them here as well.
Okay. So, would you go back to the American Beauty Show?
Yes, because after Larry showed me what they're planning for next year, that they're bringing more education, and they're bringing the education down to the first floor.
Okay.
Which it's 2 levels out there, but they're going to bring more education on the first floor and streamlining the education so that people understand where and when the classes are. Because I find it confusing on their website.
Yeah.
I find it confusing. And also, charging people to go into the show, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Charging people for a class, but now you're talking about hairdressers here. So we're paying to go into the show, and then we're paying to go to a class. And these are significant amounts too. The show is $100. The classes are $300-$400.
Wow, I didn't know that. So how much? So you do continuate at here?
Yes.
At your salon, Third Coast. Give yourself a plug.
Third Coast Salon in Chicago's River North.
And how often do you give your classes here?
Well, I'm teaching every day with the assistant. She also has education with our head colorist every Wednesday. She gets taught color specifically. And then we have 2 classes coming up. We have a blow dry class coming up. And then we also have, in June, we have an instructor coming from California to teach bridal updos.
Oh, really?
June 7th.
And what are those?
More
For
finished.
the audience who don't know what that is.
Well, if you're going to spend $5,000 on a gown, if you're going to spend a couple $1,000s on a gown, are you going to wear your hair in a ponytail?
I hope not.
Are you going to even better? Are you going to wear your hair down? I'm sorry. Are you going to wear your hair down and
just hold it? Just hold it.
Are you going to wear your hair down and cover that $5,000 gown? No. You're going to want your hair up. Same thing with the makeup. you're gonna pay for this beautiful gown and the shoes and everything else, and you're not gonna have your makeup done?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I also a photographer and I shoot weddings as well. And
Then you've seen that.
I've seen that, and I literally will see people, you know, their relatives will come and apply, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're really good. Have you done this before? You know? And then I've seen professionals come in and do the same thing, and then I've seen people where it's just like, you need help, you know, and they don't get that help when they're doing their hair or when they're applying their makeup. You know, it's just like a photographer's dream is to come in and see a hairstylist working on the bride's hair, or makeup artist working on the makeup, because those are your detail images right there.
It's the detail. It's the whole package. It's from the shoes to the gown to the hair to the makeup. Why are you going to spend that kind of money on a beautiful gown and then not finish it up here?
Right. So tell me about your salon. Tell everybody about your salon.
We have an 18-chair salon, and we work departmentalized. Now we have a little bit of both. We have departmentalized stylists, which I am. I only do hair. I don't do color. We have colorists. Then we also have renters, and we have employees.
Okay.
And everybody teaches the assistants. If they want to use the assistants, they have to teach the assistants.
Okay. And so anybody could come to your salon for a class? Or do you have scheduled classes online, or?
Not yet, but we're getting there. We're going to start doing those classes online.
And what does that entail online? Do you do them online, or do they have to come into the salon?
What we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of classes, we're going to film it, and then we're going to offer it online.
Okay.
Hopefully they're going to be short segments, 10, 15-minute classes for blow dries, or even a half hour for a blow dry, learning the basics of blow drying, which is something that we teach. One of my biggest, my most successful, our most successful TikToks was, believe it or not, a shampoo class that I taught. Over 65,000 views on this, just for me teaching how to do a shampoo.
Really? Interesting. So, Philip, where can somebody find your email, or not your email, your Instagram?
We are at Third Coast Salon on TikTok. We are, I think it's the same thing, at Third Coast Salon on Instagram. And then we are on Facebook as well. I'm not sure about that one.
You got to get this down, Phil.
You know what? You know what? It's the younger people are saying, stay away from this, go to this.
Yeah.
TikTok is the big thing. I don't have it on my phone, but the salon has it on our phone, on the salon phone, and that's what we use.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up with All About Nothing in our podcast for today with Philip Fowler, the co-host, and the owner of Third Coast Salon in Chicago. So I got one more question for you. Winter or summer?
Summer.
Is that the best time to get your hair did, or?
I thought you meant just what do I like? Summer, just summer. Always summer. I'm a summer person. Beaches and palm trees, summer.
All right. That wraps it up for Third Coast Salon and All About Nothing. Thanks for joining us.